Hello everyone. I'm thrilled to have some exciting news to share with you all. As you're well aware, as Lent began this year, we all became aware of the spread of a new virus, and the COVID-19 infections changed the entire world this spring. In order to protect our vulnerable neighbors and to conserve critical medical resources, our community shut down, and on May 18th, in the third week of Lent, the Council of Bishops and the Standing Committee directed us to cancel public worship until further notice. And that was the beginning of a long season of waiting and watching. We found new ways to connect and interact. We expanded our online community and we prayed. Our Lenten season of fasting and prayer extended for more than 3 months, eclipsing our Eastertide, our Kingdom feasts, and our Apostles' Fast. We've been carefully watching the spread of the virus in Kentucky, especially in our community in Jessamine County. And though churches have been legally permitted to meet for the last 6 weeks out of concern for our neighbors and for each other, Bishop Grant and our diocesan leadership have required the parish to remain closed for the time being. During this time, the vestry and I have been studying the recommendations of healthcare officials and community leaders for the best practices for gathering for worship. Of course, every congregation is unique, and these practices need to be made practical in our own context. And so, after 3 long months, it's my joy to announce to you all our plan to gather for worship has been approved by our diocese. This Sunday, June 28th, St. Aidan's will welcome back our congregation to celebrate the end of our fast on the 10th anniversary of our first public worship and my ordination to the priesthood at St. Aidan's. In this message, you will find a link to our guidelines for gathering. There will be many changes to our worship, both in form and in content. Worship at St. Aidan's will not look like it did back in February. Being back together does not mean that things are back to normal. The virus has not gone anywhere. Infections in our area are declining, but this is still a dangerous virus without either proven treatment or vaccine. It's not possible for us to make worship safe at St. Aidan's. However, I believe that these are the best practices for minimizing our risk while gathering together to pray and worship. These guidelines are based on the most current research available and the recommendations of health experts and church leaders. But these guidelines are only effective to the degree that we as a community agree to abide by them. We'll be asked to change behavior in and out of worship in order to make gathering together again possible. I can't stress that enough. We each will have to choose to change our behavior in order to care for each other. And if that doesn't happen, if the infection rates in our community trend back up, or God forbid, we have a reported infection here in the church, then our public worship will again be canceled. Our privilege to gather again for public worship depends entirely on each of our decision to set aside our comfort and our privilege and take on any hardship for the sake of the least and the most vulnerable among us. So please read through these guidelines carefully. Later this week, I'll post another video with a walkthrough of our weekly worship to let you see and hear the changes to our Sunday worship. And for those who are able, I will be so thrilled to see you all here again on Sunday morning.